Hello, and our next CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity is 12A Palace Road, Lambeth in London, SW2 3NG. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. Now, the borrower on this project is Blockhead Developments Limited, the company registration number 117477985. They incorporated in January 2019. There's one director, Charlie McMullen, who's a shareholder along with his mother, Benita McMullen. And there's a team behind this project. I'm joined by Alex McCauley on this webinar to explain everything to us. Welcome along, Alex. Tell us about you and your team.
I'm development manager for the project. My background is in mixed use development, residential and commercial. I'm development director for a hospitality business that operates across London and the South East. And I'm going to be joined with Charlie on this project and Chris Tabard, who is our project manager and leading the construction component. He runs a company called CT Built and delivers mixed use and residential projects again throughout London and the South East.
Now, this project is a development loan facility of £1.6 million. That's the total amount towards the redevelopment of a detached residential dwelling and the construction of 2 new build units within the grounds. It's a 5-phase raise. This first loan is for up to 18 months, and the interest is rolled up and is going to be paid at the exit. Lenders will be receiving interest at 7.7% per annum equivalent. Let's start off then, please, if we can, Alex. Tell us about the local area of Streatham.
So yeah, I mean, the property is situated at the kind of intersection of Streatham Hill, Brixton Hill and Tulse Hill. It's a residential area, well connected with overground facilities, underground facilities and road connectivity. The street, Palace Road, is largely residential, but it's well served with amenity, leisure and retail in the neighbouring areas.
Planning permission was granted by London Borough of Lambeth on 2 applications. That's planning reference 18/00811/FUL. That was granted in July 2018, and also 18/00812/FUL granted in April 2018. The first of those references gives permission for the demolition of 10 existing garages and the building of 2 3-bedroom dwellings with the associated parking, refuse storage and landscaping. And the other gives the permission to erect a 2-storey rear and side extension and a single-storey part rear extension, along with external refurbishments and alterations. The loan is going to contribute towards the refurbishment and construction of the units. The development's about 4,316 square feet. The borrower purchased the property with a CrowdProperty bridging loan, and having satisfied the pre-commencement, matters have now started on site. The project is already first charge secured, and the exit strategy is to sell the completed units onto the open market. Here's where we are on the map. You can see where we are on the left-hand side in relation to London itself. On the right-hand side, you can see where we are in Lambeth as part of London. The property is on Palace Road. It's to the rear of the existing dwellings with an outlook over a Thames Water reservoir. That's to the south. It's predominantly a residential area with local shopping and other amenities nearby. And there's a good link by way of transport as well, with the property being half a mile away from Tulse Hill train station. There's also other good transport links too into London. Here's the site. Tell us a little bit more then, Alex, about what you've acquired here.
So the image on the left is the existing coach house building, which we're going to be extending and refurbishing and repositioning to provide 4-bed detached accommodation. Image on the right shows the access down into what will open up into the 3-dwelling accommodation. So we have a nice kind of exclusive mews setup that's going to be bordered with hard and soft landscaping. The 2 images there show the garages that are to be demolished, and the 2 link 3-bed detached semis will go up in their place.
And here's some computer generated images of how it's all going to be looking when it's finished, and very modern in design.
Yeah, we want to have as much greenery as we can. Like I say, this is going to be a somewhat exclusive development that's set back off the main road and is kind of enclosed with foliage and treescape. So it should be a really nice kind of calm and quiet environment for the new residents as and when we've built the units.
Let's have a look then at this site. How did you acquire it?
There was an open tender process that we were successful in winning. And yeah, we just loved the way that the development could be configured. You'll see on the ground and first floor layouts, we've actually got one of the units flipped upside down to make use of the views across the reservoir. So it's just a really exciting, as you say, modern development that we can kind of capture with nice treescaping and hard and soft landscapes.
We'll start off by looking at the sections. This is the site section where we can see how it will look as a proposed section A to A of the coach house in relation then to the courtyard, house 2 and the other buildings on the left hand side. And here are the new build elevations. What are you building it with?
So it's going to be largely brick and block, so pretty traditional. The coach house has got some steels going in to allow us to open up the ground floor and bring in lots of natural light. And we've got a herringbone design that will kind of mirror some of the surrounding architecture and also kind of tie in nicely with the existing of the coach house. So we've got lots of glass as much as we can, as I said before, to draw in natural light and to kind of bring in the kind of the outdoor elements that we're going to be lining with the trees and the gardens, both in the front, the shared courtyard, and the private areas to the rears of the buildings.
Now that's the new build elevations. Let's talk about the coach house elevations. And you said there's an extension going on here.
Yeah, so as much as we can, we want to retain the existing of the coach house. The top left image there you'll see is all kind of existing, so that will be preserved and retained. And then the other images show the extension that's largely glass. We've got some zinc cladding to kind of really accentuate that, and that kind of draws out into the rear private garden area.
And here's the floor plans for the coach house. Quickly talk us through what you're going to be doing here.
So we're going to be opening up on the ground floor, so we can draw in lots of natural light and make lots of kind of usable space circulating around a central staircase. Up onto the first floor, we've got our 4 bedrooms, bathroom and ensuite, and that looks out also over the reservoir to the north of that building.
And I'm loving the unusual shape of the rooms too.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting property. We're looking to kind of draw out some of the ceiling joists, use of lots of natural materials, so there'll be a real calm and natural organic feel of the interiors as well.
I've got some case studies that I'd like you to talk through as well, please, if you could, Alex. This is 5G Vera Road in Fulham. What did Charlie do here?
Yeah, so these were acquired via Blockhead. These were largely refurbishment projects. There was an extension that went on at the back with the demolition of a garage, and then this was let on completion in a buy-to-let manner.
And the next project is one in Brixton. What was done here?
Yeah, this was a complete strip out. The property was in a bit of disrepair when it was acquired, so it's quite extensive, the works that were done to create an additional mezzanine with kind of glass surrounds, just to make more efficient use of the space, and then that was incorporated also into the buy-to-let portfolio.
Returning back to this property then in Lambeth, and this is a 5-phase raised development loan for a facility of £1.6 million in total. Interest is going to be rolled up and paid at the exit. RICS have verified the current market value to be £980,000. The initial gross day one drawdown is £600,000, meaning the initial loan to value of 61.2%. RICS estimated the gross development value to be £2.8 million. The loan to gross development value excluding interest is 57.1% and including the interest 64.9%. The maximum loan period is up to 18 months. Loan is targeted to start after the legal process has been completed, and the exit strategy is to sell the completed units on the open market. Lenders are going to be receiving interest paid at 7.7% per annum equivalent. The property is already first charge secured at Land Registry. So your next steps are to make sure that you understand the loan and carry out your own due diligence, decide how much you would like to lend, and then CrowdProperty.com is the place to be to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet. You'll start earning interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is phase 1 of 5, where we're looking for £700,000, please, paying interest at the equivalent rate of 7.7% per annum for the property at 12A Palace Road in Lambeth, London, SW2 3NG. Thank you for watching this CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. We look forward to you joining soon back here for more opportunities at CrowdProperty.com.